Oh,
Hmm, I like our intro. It gets me every time.
I'm good.
What is up, beautiful people? Welcome to another edition of the True Health Forever podcast, where we try to live our best life through the lens of holistic health.
It's all these wires and water, and I'm just
Doing it the
like,
other way.
don't mix nothing.
No. I am Sinclair, aka the
The
Health Nerd, and I am joined here today, as always, by the chocolate,
Ooh,
the melanated,
melanated.
the suave, deep voice having.
Suavemente.
Suave. The caring,
Mm-hmm.
the brilliant,
Mm-hmm.
the galactic
Ooh.
king himself. What's your name is?
Listen, I feel like she's trying to butter me up for something during this podcast. Sorry. But what's going on, beautiful folks? My name is Devon Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game. And yeah, we got a good topic today.
We do.
Right. I think some folks do reach out to us for questions on starting business independently and as couples. We see a lot of dope, powerful couples out there who have started businesses, and we're going to try to bring some of those folks onto the podcast as well to tell their story. But today is all about one: should you start a business with your spouse, with your loved one, with your partner, with your lover? And two, what are some of the things that are a little bit difficult in the process, right? And then also, what are some of the things that are beautiful and really uplift the process and make it something different that you're not going to get from being starting a business with any other partner, right?
Right.
Because it is a very unique experience. um yeah, we're gonna dive right into it. Queen, are you ready?
Are you ready for some? I said,
Ooh.
are you ready for some podcast?
All right, we're out. Y'all see her doing her Beyonce in here. She feeling it. She feeling it. First off, I feel like you have a theme song now. Do you
Mood
wanna
forever.
what one more time?
Mood forever, forever
Brilliant.
and ever and ever.
Yes, yes. If you can just right up into that beautiful mic, please.
Yeah, yeah.
Um yeah, so I feel like she's about to be doing some extra stuff with the vocals now. So I apologize ahead of time, but y'all know it's all love.
What he means is you're welcome.
If you're watching live, go ahead and let us know where you're calling in from or where you're listening in from. And if you have a question, feel free to put that question inside of the comments and we will get to it ASAP. But first off, let's get to the short, Sinclair, origin stories of why we started True Health Forever. In case this is somebody's first podcast, in case they haven't listened to the mission and vision episode, which is a good episode. Why did we start TH4?
Real quick, my did you know segment, is that going to go at the end?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure we didn't skip out. Um, origins.
This is going into the one of the hard parts of starting a business with your love partner.
Stick around for the did you know. Origins of TH4. So we at some point kind of took a look at our families, and as many folks probably do, and see that unfortunately we do have a lot of relatives who deal with health issues, and may even have their lives ended early. And so that was something that we took a look at and said, what can we do as we get ready to start our family? And I mean, this was years ago. This was
Yeah.
really thinking in the future.
This is 2015, maybe 16 at the latest.
Yeah. And so yeah, we were really thinking about, okay, if we have a family in our future, how can we make sure, how can we set, really grow those roots now, so that we can make sure that we kind of change the trajectory for our families, and make it so that health is a foundation of the family moving forward for our children, right? They grow up with health being learned and passed on, so it's a part of their life. um yeah.
Yeah, love it. Great way to do that in a succinct type of way.
Thank you.
But the main point that I wanted to drive home there is we as a couple, as a unit, before we were married, were like, what's important to us?
Right.
And that health, that quality of life was kind of the foundation that we wanted to make sure kept going through our family. And we actually passed those values down, passed those principles down to our kids. So that turned into the business.
Right.
Right. And we'll cover this a little bit later. But think about when you're in your unit, right? What are the unified values that you all have that are just important to you and you want to make sure get passed down to your kids, to your kids kids, to your kids, that may be the foundation to what business you can start,
Yep.
right? So just a good point there. Number two thing that I wanted to kind of touch upon is I don't think it's a good idea to launch into a business, and I may be going off the outline right now, to launch into a business without having that foundation in your relationship, because
Mm,
it takes a lot of trust,
yeah.
a lot of communication, a lot of other powerful words I can't think of at the moment, right? But you need to really know your partner, how they're going to operate, have that trust in order to step into a business, because any type of insecurities you have in a relationship are only going to get 10x
Right.
in a business
Right.
situation. Prime example, right? Random example, not saying any names or example or people out there, but Sinclair has full access to all the photos in my phone,
Yep.
which I feel like gives some people a
And your
heart attack.
email.
And email. Yeah, goodness gracious. Let me go ahead and change. But yeah, all
I never look
emails,
at it. I don't need
access
to.
to probably social media, but I wanted to focus on the pictures because I think a lot of things can happen in pictures, right? And
Yep. Yep.
all screenshots, all downloads ended up getting saved into the picture folder eventually. But for me, I'm basically her photographer,
Yep.
right? Whenever we're on our morning walks, doing our workouts, when we're traveling, I'm taking pictures, I'm taking video. And there was a time where she'd be like, "Oh, can you send me that picture? Oh, can you send me that picture?" I'm just like, "I'm not." Just here, you have full access. Whatever pictures you want, they're in here, because business wise, it made it faster
Yeah.
for her to just have access to all the pictures I'm taking of her, all the videos I'm taking of her, so she can repost on social media, she can post on a website, she can send to somebody else. So us having that level of trust in the relationship, it allowed us to be a little bit more efficient in the business. Right?
Absolutely.
Um, I feel like I went on a little tangent. Anything you want to add there before I go back to the scheduled plan of the outline?
Just that, especially with the trust, I feel like that is important. Because as you said, like if you are still developing in your romantic relationship, those things that you haven't worked on, that you haven't addressed, they're going to show up in some way, shape, or form in the business. And I think it's best to address it as a couple, as a relationship first, so that you can just reapply it to the business rather than, hey, we haven't actually talked about this.
Yeah.
What are we going to do about X, Y, or Z?
Right.
So yeah, I think that's a very good point. As tempting as it may be to start a business with like a in a new relationship, it's probably wise to get some time in before you launch something. Because yeah, I mean, and just again, keep in mind, right? If it's a new relationship, if you're not entirely sure, like this is the one for me,
Right.
you're if you have a business and you're going to tie your income to this, you need to make sure that it's something that is sustainable and not something that you're not going to have to completely redo if that relationship were to cease or were to,
Right.
have those issues.
All I know is Mrs. Bezos just got a huge check when her and Jeff
Right.
Bezos divorced. And I mean, obviously, you have no idea that one person may not be the one for you, but yeah, she just became like one of the wealthiest women in the world from
Just
a
like that.
divorce, just like that. That was interesting. So let's get into it. In your opinion, Sinclair,
Vaughn.
right? Sinclair,
Vaughn.
Sinclair. I wasn't. What's going on here? But in your opinion, would you recommend couples or married couples starting a business? Just in your opinion, knowing what you know today, your experience, and we'll get into more specifics, but surface level, would you recommend it and why?
Unfortunately, I do not have a yes or no because my answer is it depends. I do not think everybody
Hmm.
is in a relationship that would be beneficial for a business relationship.
Ooh, break that down.
Um, how can I put this?
You're trying to be nice. Don't we can be nice later. Just break it down, and then we can.
You have to be in a space with your partner to where something in my eye. One, like you have to like being around that person.
Mm,
That may seem like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how
yeah.
many couples, marriages, or XYZ, are out there where maybe there's just complacency and the spark is gone or whatever.
Mm,
And that happens. But I feel like if you are in a place where it's like you can't stand to be around that person,
sheesh.
or that something about that person bothers you, and you know that that thing is going to be prevalent in the business relationship as well, probably not a good idea to launch the business.
Mm,
Because again, you're not, unless you address that, you're not going to be able to, there's always going to be something wrong with that business relationship. And I feel like there's always going to be a barrier for you improving the relationship
mhm.
and really getting a healthy business relationship, with transparency, full transparency, and accountability.
Gotcha.
Going into the next thing, accountability. I feel like you need to have the type of relationship where you can hold each other accountable.
Mhm,
Because if you can't do that, then I think truthfully your business is doomed.
mhm,
Because there is going to be some point where one person maybe isn't holding up their end of the bargain, and unless you can address it, um, yeah, it's just going to fall on the other person, and that's only sustainable for so long.
mhm,
Um, so yeah, I feel like you need to have a healthy relationship with holding each other accountable. Um, yeah. So no, I don't think everybody should, but I think that it is a good idea for those who have a strong foundation in their relationship, trust, accountability.
mhm. Okay, I somewhat agree with the strong foundation and relationship thing, but at the same time, I am a strong believer that every married couple should have a business.
Mm.
That's just I feel like you should have a business in some form or manner because if you have those situations where you can't stand each other or there's those issues, like you need to fix that regardless. Like whether you're gonna start a business, you're not gonna start a business. If y'all can't stand each other, that's something that needs to be addressed if this relationship's going to last.
What you think a business will
I
make?
don't think a business will fix that.
Right.
No, just like some people like, oh, let's have a baby to reach. No, that's I don't think that's the solution. But what I'm saying is married couples, in my opinion, should have a business.
Hmm.
If a married couple has issues, that doesn't say that they should not have a business. They should address that issue 100% and then start the business.
Hmm.
But that doesn't mean that they should be like, oh, because we can't stand each other, we're never going to start a business. No,
Right.
fix that.
Right.
Figure out how you can stand each other. What was the issue there, and then go ahead and launch that business.
When you think about it, every married couple does have a business.
How?
The household should be bringing in money, right? When you
Hmm.
think about, I mean, yes, I think if you're in a good place, launch an official business too. But I feel like in a way, um, with your, I think just the household and finances of the household, I almost should be run kind of like a business.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry for that.
No, you're good. I feel like to that point, the reason why I believe every household should have a business is because you're paying into taxes. You have to pay your rent or your mortgage. You're driving a car. So, like, your marriage as a business has marriage expenses. You're
Hmm.
going on a vacation. You're eating. You're driving. You have insurance. So your marriage has expenses. You might as well get the tax deductions that having a real business will give you,
Hmm.
right? So being able to have that legitimate business will allow you to start writing off a section of your home that you use for your podcast studio. You can write off when you drive to the grocery store to get recipes, ingredients. You can write off when you go to Ghana to do a exploratory educational experience. That you can write off these different things that your marriage has deemed valuable to the marriage, but also to the business.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think every married couple should have some form or business. It doesn't have to be an active business. Like I feel like ours is kind of an active business. Every week we're on a podcast, we're writing blogs, we're posting on social media. But if you're investing in real estate, it's a business,
Hmm.
right? If you buy daycare facilities, That's your business. If you resell some stuff on eBay, right? That was my mom's business back in the day. I used to work for her, all that good stuff. That's a business. And that allows you to now tap into the tax deductions and the tax benefits of being a business owner.
Yep.
Cool. Good. So I want to rewind just a little bit.
Zhuzh.
Yes, all that. Steps that we took in starting True Health Forever, right? Because we did go over the why, but if we can go over maybe the how we grew into the different roles, I think we were giving this kind of wisdom, quote unquote, from where we are now. But when we first started the business, obviously we weren't married and we were still working through some things. So there were some kind of barriers that we had to overcome to get to this place that we are now in True Health Forever, in Play Black Wall Street, in Potluck, in Self Love, all that beautiful stuff, right?
Mhm.
So for you, or I can go first, but what was the hardest part about starting the business with Devon? You
um,
see, y'all heard the chuckle. Y'all said, "Well, let me tell you."
the hardest thing about starting a business, I feel like
With Devon,
with Devon,
yes.
um, I guess figuring out like what my contribution was going to be.
Mm,
Um, because I think you were kind of like the initiator in the business.
mhm.
Um, and then I kind of filled in where it was necessary and helping, the first product being Black Wall Street, the board game,
Beep, beep, beep,
helping getting that
beep.
off the ground. So I feel like yes indeed, yes indeed. That's taken off. Um And yeah, but I think at some point it was like, okay, but this is the business with the two of us. So like what am I going to kind of lead? Like what charge am I going to lead in True Health Forever?
Mm,
So that not only am I helping, all of the things that you got going on, but I'm also leading something myself. Um yeah, that doesn't necessarily have too much to do with you, but that was probably the hardest thing is
mm,
figuring out what I was going to do. The hardest thing, I don't know if I can answer like what was the hardest thing about starting the business with you. The accountability piece was a little rough because he's a very good accountability partner. So you have to be very careful about what you say you want to do
facts,
around Devon because the minute you say it, he's gonna hold you to it.
facts.
So that's probably an ongoing struggle.
Mm,
Um, yeah,
cool.
that's pretty much it.
Let's see. For me, hardest part. I feel like the hardest part for me was delegating
Mm,
without you volunteering what you can do.
mm.
I feel like I'm getting into my delegation bag now. But I feel like when we first started off, like I was a very like when I was younger, back in back in my day,
Stop.
right? Woo. But I feel like when I was younger, I was very prideful, and I still am kind of prideful. But it was like a if I can, even if I think I might be able to, I'm gonna do it myself,
Mm,
right? Whether it's paying for stuff, whether it's editing videos, blog posting, anything that we gotta do. Hey, if I think I have it in my body, in my bones, in my capability to even attempt to do it, I'm just gonna do it. I'm not gonna ask anybody for help. And I think that was the hard part getting started because I was doing a lot of stuff probably incorrect when we first started, for
mm.
sure. Like y'all can go back to the YouTube videos from 2016, 2017, the talking and TJ videos, they're still on there. They're terrible. They're
Uh,
terrible videos. Content, honestly, is actually pretty good, but the quality terrible. Some of the blogs that were on the True Forever old website that was on WordPress, some of those blogs that I wrote, no, not the best blogs, right? But I was just trying to get into my entrepreneurship bag and just I knew blogs needed to be written, I knew videos needed to be created, so I was just doing stuff. So yeah, I think that was the hardest part is doing things and knowing that I need to delegate stuff, but not really knowing how to delegate back then or how to ask you to do something.
mhm.
Um, so yeah, I would say that one.
You've gotten a
And
lot better at that.
huh?
I said you've gotten a lot better at
Oh
that.
yeah, I'd be delegating like a mug right now. Woo-wee. I just be like, whoop, here you go. Whoop, here you go. And we
I
got a
promise you now that especially now we got this Asana thing every day. Every
mm-hmm.
day. New task.
Sinclair,
Gosh dang.
do this. Rizal,
Devon, it's just a
Harry,
sign. Gosh dang.
Jair. It's beautiful,
I ain't
right?
finished my task from yesterday.
Hey, listen, you get on it. You know what I'm saying? Get on it. Yeah, I would say that was the hardest part. Um, and then number two, which isn't it's not, it's kind of a you thing, but it's more of a me thing, is I'm a huge dreamer. And I
Mhm.
feel like I'm getting a little bit better at not necessarily lowering the dream, but at making sure that the dream has the steps to it. And that's something that I do like about Asana is you can have that big task that you want to accomplish and you can put in all the subtasks that get you there. But I think before I used to just have really big grand ideas and tell you the idea with no strategy, no steps to it, and then just be like, "Can we do this?" And then you'd be like, "Oh, no, we can't do that." Like, what are you talking about? How do we even think about doing that? And then that used to kind of like, she doesn't believe, we can't do it. But it's like, no, Devon, you need a plan.
Right.
You want to talk about that for a little bit for a second?
That I think that comes into personality differences a little bit.
Yeah.
To where he is the dreamer, he's the visionary. Um, and I'm like the I call the realist or like the practical person, the like, okay, but how are we gonna get there?
Mm,
Um, I have sometimes a hard time just again, I mentioned earlier the accountability thing, jumping into like, yeah, we can do that because I know him and he will the minute you say
let's
yes,
do
you
it.
got a new task.
Let's do it.
Um, but the I feel somewhat uncomfortable like committing to things without the like how are we going to get there, the practical steps.
Mhm.
Um because yeah, that's what's important to me. That's what makes me feel good about a plan is knowing not only the destination but the how we're going to get there. It doesn't have to be every step, but at least a couple. Like, give me at least three data points of how we're gonna get there. And that'll make me feel better so that I can be like, okay, yeah, we can do this. Let's make it happen.
Right.
And yes, there have been times where like I can tell that um maybe he took that as like I'm not on board or I'm not believing, and that's
Mhm.
not the case. It's just we need to talk more about the how. And at first, I feel like at first you weren't really into that as much, but
At all. Like, forget. We'll figure it out, Sinclair.
right,
Like,
that
do you want to
phrase.
do it or not?
We'll figure it
We'll
out.
figure it out.
I don't like that. I don't like that. How?
Oh man.
So yeah, I feel like you getting much better at that. And I
Mm,
also keep in mind like if I have reservations, like explaining why so that it's not just a no. Um, it's like, okay, but let me ask this first before I give my answer and yeah, that's something in general I think that I've had to work on just as a person. And I'm pretty sure I've talked about this at a previous podcast, but just being more optimistic. And instead of just saying no, or instead of, because before I would like say no and have no ideas or anything about how to fix it or an alternative, I'd just be like, nah, I don't, that's not going to work and give some excuse on why it's not going to work. And that would be the end of the discussion. But
and I walk away sad.
yes, or irritated. But yeah, nowadays, I'm not as quick to answer and I'm more quick to like, let me think about this. Can we make this work? We could probably make this work. We just need to
Mhm.
XYZ. And so then we can talk about the XYZ and we both walk away from the conversation feeling like, okay, we have some idea of what we need to do to make this happen.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, you are beautiful, beautiful.
Thanks, man.
So next section, I'll give you the choice, Sinclair.
Mm.
Would you want to go into pros and cons of starting a business with your spouse, or would you like to hop into the did you know?
Pros and cons.
Pros and cons. Beautiful. Let's get into it. So, one of the pros that I'll start off with is kind of going off what we were just talking about. We took our disc assessment, we took our personality test. Definitely encourage all married couples or relationships to take some assessment. It doesn't have to be the disc because that one's a little money, but take the love languages, take the personality assessment, just get to know who you
Myers-Briggs,
are,
social styles, there's a
all
lot
that.
out there.
But I am a high I type person. I am a dreamer, people oriented type person. The queen is a more calculated type person, right? So I think one of the pros in starting the business specifically has been I think we know how to better communicate with each other
Mhm.
better now than we did when we first started our relationship.
Absolutely.
And I think the business, which is kind of going a little bit counter again for what we said earlier, but again, this is wisdom that we've been able to get over the years. But I feel like the business has helped us communicate in our relationship
Yeah, agreed.
because you want something?
No, I just said agreed.
Okay. Yeah, because if I know as in our business, if I say I want to make $100,000 next year, and she's like, oh, that's a lot. Can you give me a plan? Now
Mhm,
I know, okay, she needs a plan. So now if I know I'm scheduling a date night, if I know I'm going to take her to Costa Rica, if I know I'm going to do something for her, whether it's in a business or in a relationship, I know she wants a plan, right? She wants an outline, she wants the details. And learning that in a business has helped me also apply that in the relationship.
mhm,
And I think same for you. Like I want accountability, I want execution, I want a little bit of speed on the action. And she's been able to be like, all right, from it's gonna take me a year to release something to all right, let's build it and we're gonna release it next month type situation,
mhm.
which I think has helped both of us be better entrepreneurs and better partners to each other.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah,
Yes.
cool. Cool. Do you want to go on a another pro or you want to riff on a con?
Um, I can go for after I just talked about being more optimistic, I can go for a con.
Hey, be you.
um, is that a con would be you have to get really good at setting the boundaries
Mm,
of when is business time and when is pleasure, romantic time, or just chill time, not I knew the face was coming. Not business related time. Because I think at first we didn't have as much of the issue because there wasn't as much going on.
mm,
But as again, we both got our kind of got in our bags. And yeah, we both have something going on at all times, especially with we have multiple businesses.
mm,
Um, we started to get into a point where like it was always business time and like that was always blending. There wasn't really a time where we were just Devon and Sinclair, the married couple. It was like we're Devon and Sinclair, co-founders of True Health Forever, creator of Black Wall Street, the board, like all the time.
mm.
Um, and that can, for me, be stressful. I think for Devon, he's a workaholic, so he can be businessman 24/7, and it doesn't really drain on him. Maybe has like once or twice a year when I could tell that he gets like
Yeah.
drained. But for me, I need like regular downtime. Otherwise, I get drained more easily. And that's something that I think we've also learned about each other. I've learned
Mm,
about myself. I need more downtime. Um, so I need time to where I don't have to have my co-founder of True Health Forever hat. I don't have my operations. What am I for Playback Wall Street?
operations and logistics director. I'm gonna need you to know your titles. Listen,
I just do my tasks, y'all.
we gonna have your quarterly review real soon. Don't you
I told you the accountability. Help me, y'all.
noted. Forgot job duties and title.
Demerit. um, what was I saying?
um, boundaries. It's getting
Yes.
harder. Hats.
So yeah, I need the time. I need the downtime. And so we had to establish work hours, right? We had to say, okay, and 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we're not necessarily working. Sometimes we are not necessarily working the whole 12 hours, but this was established when we both did have full-time jobs in addition.
Oh, wait, say
Um,
that one more time.
when we both still had full-time jobs.
You don't have a full time job anymore.
I no longer have my full-time job
Dang,
is being an entrepreneur.
that's wild.
It is
That's
crazy.
pretty wild. If y'all been listening to podcasts, like you've literally listened and watched us manifest out of that.
Absolutely.
Whew.
We need like a button, a
Yeah,
curse word beep button.
we do.
Yeah.
I'll work on that.
Thank you. Uh, I'll delegate that to you. Ah!
Please do to remind me.
Ba-dum-ts. Oh, there's anyways, one of those buttons makes that noise. Um, but yeah, we had to establish work hours so that we did have that boundary of when we are after 8 p.m., we're declare, we're just a married couple. We talk about married couple stuff, random stuff, talk about weird stuff. But it's just time for us to be us. And I don't have to worry about like, oh, is he gonna ask if I got my task done? Like is he gonna ask how far I am on my course? Like after PM, after
Ah,
8 p.m., I'm like, okay.
that's funny.
But yes, that's it is a con, is that the sometimes the lines can start to blur between girlfriend, boyfriend, fiance, wife, husband, wife, husband, husband, whatever you are.
Mhm.
It can start to blur the lines between that and business partners. That's a con.
So I want to speak my truth in this situation. And
Okay.
I feel like that is also a pro
Okay.
because when you can at any moment, at any time, talk about business. When you can, at any moment, anytime, yes, with boundaries and restrictions, talk about a business idea and fully develop it. Like we've been randomly on a balcony. I'll come up with a business idea. I'll tell you the business
Mhm.
idea. You're like, "Ooh, I like that." We'll literally come up with like a whole 7 steps to launch for that business idea in 35 minutes
Yeah.
with my wife chilling, drinking wine when we used to drink wine. It's like it's just such a unique business environment to where, yeah, now we drink coconut water as our drink of pleasure, apparently.
Pull some out for the homies.
Yeah. But yeah, just the fact that literally at any time, at any moment, you can birth brilliance and then execute on brilliance, and then you know that that brilliance is going to help the family unit, I feel like is just a amazing opportunity. So that's why again, I think every married couple
Hmm.
should have a business because yes, set your boundaries, but if you can free your queen, if you can free the king, if you can like free each other and you're living in this household and now your lifestyle becomes the business and you are able to be free, like I think that's just a dope concept. Number two pro is the time that you need off, right? What? It can I touch you? Is this
Yes.
okay?
I'm messing with you. Yeah, you can.
You sure? All right. But the fact that your recharge time,
Hmm.
we've used that recharge time as business time. Like we've gone on self-love retreats,
Hmm.
we've gone on vacations, we've done under construction where it's like we're recharging, but at the same time, we're providing the opportunity for other people to recharge. We're
Hmm.
also self-developing, we're traveling, but it's all still through the business
Hmm.
together,
Hmm.
right? So I think it is 100% a fine line. And I've talked to some other like entrepreneurs who are in relationships, and I feel like there's other like folks that are like me, workaholics, and they might not have a workaholic partner, but I think there's ways that you can kind of use that momentum of both sides. Like one, the person wanting to always work, and two, the person that wants some time off to benefit your business in a creative way. Right.
Hmm.
For us, it looks like traveling. For you, it may look like something else. But yeah, I feel like if you communicate with each other and you know that, now you can use it to your advantage in the relationship and in the business. Yes.
I have a pro. I need to balance out my con.
Oh, hit it.
Kind of basing it off of what you said earlier, but like freedom. Um, in multiple ways. So freedom of like financial freedom, right? If you're doing this with full-time jobs, then it's just money on top of the money you're getting on a consistent basis that can get you closer to financial freedom. But also time freedom.
Mm,
That's something we've been definitely been able to experience in the last couple weeks.
yep.
Just because, yeah, your job is already, lenient in terms of you get to pretty much schedule, your meetings, your school visits at
Hmm.
your not your leisure, but your according to your schedule,
Right.
where you don't have to like clock in necessarily at 8 and clock out at 5.
Right.
Um, and again, being a full time entrepreneur, I get to decide when I want to do health coaching sessions. I get to decide, what I'm doing with my day. So we get to take walks in the morning, and just talk about.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're talking about business stuff. Sometimes we're talking about personal stuff. Um, and yeah, just being able to have that freedom. And something that I know I'm looking forward to when we do start our family is also the freedom to be able to see them grow up,
Yeah.
right? I don't have to and this is a reality for a lot of folks. I went to daycare at a young age, it is a reality, but it's something that if I don't have to do with my children, I don't want to, right? Being able to have them around the house and actually
Yeah.
see them grow up, especially when they're just born, like I want that time with them. I want that first year, that first couple years, like I just want to be with them all the time. I
Yeah.
think
I'll remember that.
I know. I'm like, I think
Devon, can you take these kids?
but yeah, I don't necessarily want to have to all right, my 6 weeks is up. Now I gotta go back to work
Yeah.
and put the child in daycare.
Yeah. So
So
that was one of my huge motivations for freeing the queen this
mhm,
year.
mhm,
Um, it was twofold. One, I read this book on the biology of belief. I think Sean Stevenson. It was like, oh, you should read this book. He didn't say it to me personally. He said it on his
yes, he was
podcast.
talking to
He
you,
was talking
babe.
to me personally through
You.
the podcast waves.
Yes.
I'll accept that, Sean. Thank you.
Hmm.
But I read it, and something that they talked about was the fact that the biology and the hormones of the mom affect and literally get passed through the placenta into the baby. So
Mhm,
how the mom is feeling throughout the 10 months of pregnancy can literally impact how the baby is first born, brain development, anxiety, and all those things. So I was just thinking as we were planning to free the queen, and we had a very raw conversation on how she was like, I am not liking it here, Devon. I'll tell
mhm,
you right now. Mm-mm.
mhm,
This woman's not happy. If this woman's not happy, she didn't say this, but this womb is not happy, right? And
mhm,
we're not actively planning, but I'm still thinking ahead. So it's like if we can free the queen in 2022, she can have a year of freedom, of bliss, of happiness. See that smile? Right? You see that smile? The morning walks, the workouts, the fulfilling people and like meeting with one-on-one sessions, and like that truly gives her happiness. If she can have a year of that, imagine what's going to get passed on to
mhm,
our child
mhm,
afterwards. Right.
mhm,
So yeah, that was one of the huge motivations in order to free the queen. Is like, okay, this is not only going to impact her life, it's going to impact the kid's life, the kid's life, and this multi generational down the line.
Can we talk about how it's 10 months of pregnancy and we've all been lied to?
That's not my conversation to have.
Somebody let me know where 9 months came from. Why we've been lied to. I just found this out, I promise you, less than a year ago that it's actually 10 months. This is some bull.
Yeah. Beep, beep, beep. Okay. So let's get into the did you know.
Okay.
All right. So this is a new segment inside the podcast where Sinclair is gonna come with some healthy tips for us every episode. If you have a topic that you want to learn, feel free to leave a comment or go ahead and DM us at True Health Forever on Instagram. But this edition of Did You Know is sponsored by One-on-One Health Coaching by The Health Nerd. Make sure you email coaching at truehealthforever.com to get your one-on-one coaching today and impact your life. Queen, hit them
King.
with it.
Okay. Here we go. First segment. Did you know that physical touch with another human being can help lower your blood pressure? Did you know that?
I knew hugs did.
Mhm. But like
Um,
kisses too,
okay.
and of course, not with strangers, that can increase anxiety. But
I don't judge.
but with someone that someone that someone that you love, someone that you're comfortable and you feel safe around, that can help lower blood pressure because that physical touch releases a hormone called oxytocin, and what that does is lowers your cortisol levels.
Mm,
And cortisol is the stress hormone. When your cortisol releases, your blood pressure increases, your breathing goes heavier. There's a lot of things that happen. But when your cortisol starts to decrease, that's when your
blah, blah.
blood pressure lowers. You get to release some of those happy hormones, and you get more relaxed, and you get into a better mood in general. So with that being said, I know we're still in COVID, and some people are scared to touch other people and hug other people. Again, with whatever you're comfortable with, because again, if you're gonna be really like anxious about doing it, it's not gonna work for you.
Mm-mm.
It's ruining the release of happy hormones, right? It's going to be more cortisol coming if you're worried about whatever. But with your family, with your friends that you do feel comfortable with, especially as we get to more quote unquote normal society is going to look like, make sure you're going back to getting that physical touch in with your friends, with your family. Give someone a hug, especially those who
Yeah,
you're
maybe
living
it's a
with.
high five, right up.
Boom. Get that physical touch in because again, it strengthens the bond. Sometimes we think it's all in your head, but whatever's in your head releases chemical signals, releases chemical reactions in your body that say that this person is good for you, this person is safe, and it strengthens the bond. So get your hugs, get your kisses,
Mhm.
get all of that in, get your physical touch on. We are meant to interact with other people. It is a part of living a healthy life. So make sure you get a hug in today.
Oh yeah, we helping somebody today. Listen,
Mhm.
I know if I was listening to the podcast, I would come home like, they told me I need to get my touches in. So come here, queen. It's for my health. Do
Mhm.
you care about me?
Mhm.
See? Okay. Next section in here, we are going to ask declare. Again, it's another new segment in the podcast where you all can give us questions on our relationship, business, or health. We have a question today. This is from Dom. Much love, Dom. But the question was, how do you fill your partner's cup while also keeping the bottom closed? Right. And I hope that I'm interpreting this question the right way. But what I saw is, okay, you have a cup.
Mhm.
And what if you're filling the cup up with water, with coconut water, with juice, with love, whatever it is, but at the bottom there's holes.
Right.
So as you're filling, it's literally just draining. So this person's cup will never be completely full. So the way that I kind of interpreted that question, and sorry if I misinterpreted, was how do you fill someone's cup while also healing
Mhm.
maybe some of their past traumas that are making the cup leak out the same love that you're giving it.
Right.
Queen, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah. So I think the first step is identifying what the leak is.
Mm,
Right. What is the hole there for? Who put the hole there? First of all. And like, it's funny, but I'm being serious.
yeah,
Like everybody got some form of trauma, whether it's, I don't want to put examples out there, right? We've
right.
all got our demons that we're facing, right? Um, and I think one in a relationship, it's very important. I think a very important step for everybody to take to identify. Um, and especially once you get to that point where you're able to be that vulnerable with somebody, is what is your past trauma? And who's responsible for it being there,
Mm,
and what are your triggers, right?
mm,
What brings that up for you? um you know for Yeah, I think that's just important. So I think that's step zero, is what actually is the leak there for? What is the leak? What is leaking out of it? Who put it there? How long has it been there?
mm,
Because that's going to determine also how long it may take to patch the hole up.
right.
um but I think, yeah, identifying the whole first is important, because then you can figure out what you as a partner can do to help patch that hole, to
Mm,
help heal that person. I feel like at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to heal that person, but you can help them heal themselves, if that makes sense.
yeah.
I think that's an important thing to remember as well.
Yeah. The only thing I would sprinkle on that, queen, is you don't fix the cup with the same materials you're filling it with.
Mm,
Right. So
mhm,
you're giving them love, you're giving them some type of energy that you feel like is filling their cup up, but their cup is made of glass. Their cup is made of plastic. Their cup is made of whatever healthy material there are. What's a cool healthy material? The
ceramic, I don't know.
ceramic. Boom.
Clay.
Clay, there you go. Clay. I was thinking clay from Costa Rica, but I
Mm,
couldn't remember what it was made out of specifically. But long story short, you need that material, right? You need glass, or you need some patchwork, you need something else that's not liquid in order to actually heal them.
mm,
So I think sometimes it hurts us that our love isn't healing them, or it hurts us that what we're trying to give them isn't fixing the problem, but it's like they need something else to fix it, and then they can truly accept what we're giving them and retain what we're giving them.
right.
So yeah, I love what the queen said, is let them heal themselves, or help them heal themselves, or provide them resources to heal themselves, but it's not going to take the same materials that you are trying to pour into the cup, in my humble opinion.
I think the other thing is, don't take it personal.
Mm,
Um, that whatever you're doing to fill the cup is not filling the cup, right?
mm.
Unless you were the person who put the hole in the bottom of the cup,
Good
that's
point.
different.
Good point.
But if unless if you were not that person, then don't take it personally, right? That you may be getting a little bit of backlash, or you're not getting the outcome that you thought you were going to get, right? It's not your fault, but you just have to learn to adjust and know that, again, not take it personal. There's nothing wrong with you, right? It's something that they need to work through, something that, again, you can help them work through, but it is something that they need to address with themselves. And I think having that conversation is important. But yeah, don't take it personally, because it's probably not something they're doing intentionally. It's that past trauma that they're still dealing with.
Perfect. Thank you for listening to this week's section of Ask Declare. Listen, I'm gonna do some nerdy stuff on this edit.
I'm
just
sure.
just know on the did you know, I'm probably gonna put some music on the Ask Declare. So it'll be different music. Oh man, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have fun. Okay, so we want to round it out with some practical steps for you all. All right, we went over a lot of stuff, but we want to make sure we give y'all, as usual, practical next step that you can do if you are in a relationship or considering a relationship and you want to also start a business. So, one is build a healthy relationship, right? This is going to be your foundation to obviously your life, your marriage, your relationship, but it will also be the foundation to your business partnership as well.
Mhm,
So one, love languages,
mhm.
right? Take that assessment. I'm pretty sure love languages was free.
Yes.
Yeah. So take that assessment. It's going to help you in the love language in your business and in your love relationship as well. So take it, nice little two for one there. Number two, build that trust up with your partner,
Mhm.
right? Whatever that looks like for you, patch some of those holes you might have. That way you don't see it down the line inside the business. And then number three is going to be communication, right? Active communication on what are the boundaries that you need to set up? What are the things that you feel like you need in the relationship and in the business? And how can you realistically and healthily hold each other accountable?
Another practical step is to determine your core values and practices of your relationship.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's super important. So if you're talking about as a unit, as a family, like, what are your values?
Mm,
Is it freedom? Is it having that financial freedom? Is it having vision? Is it dreaming? What are the values that are important to you?
mm. Is
Anything
it?
to add?
Just for us, it was health, right?
Yeah,
Health was that core value that we really launched into. I think Black excellence is a strong second within our core values that we have in ourselves, and we make sure are sprinkled or are foundational and core to the business that we start as well. Is that Black excellence and that health piece?
absolutely. And then what are your actions? What are the actions and behaviors that you enjoy? So like for us, we like traveling. So we make sure that travel is part of our business, as part
Mhm.
of what we do, right? Eating, cooking. Those are all things that we both like to do. So we've made sure to incorporate that into what we do for our business as well.
Love it, love it. Yes, like literally, how was it monetize? Yeah, monetize the things that y'all like to do as couples.
Right.
Do that, make it into a business.
The easiest way to make sure that, like, work doesn't feel like work. It's life.
Mhm. So this is a good one. I didn't research it. I think this may be a Th4 coin term.
Hmm.
Okay, I need to do some research to see if it exists out there. Y'all may have heard the term here first here on December 11th at 2:54. What are you trying to
I
do?
was gonna do like the purr, 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 purr.
Oh, I don't know which one it is. But identify your unique family proposition,
Hmm.
right? So there's a unique value proposition within entrepreneurship, within the startup was like, how does your business, what unique proposition or what unique problem is your business solving,
Mhm.
right? And I think as a unit, you can come up with, okay, the queen is brilliant at systems, at health, at traveling, at logistics, at cooking, at dancing, at smiling, at
Long
being
list.
beautiful, right? She's great at all these things. Those are her individual, unique value propositions. The king is good at writing, at talking, at technology, at engaging with crowds, at creating animated cartoons, at creating board games, all this stuff. Those are my unique value propositions. Now, what unique fusion can you create with both of your uniqueness that create your unique family
Mm,
proposition, right? So people come to you as a family, as a business for the unification of what both of y'all have to offer. I think that right there is going to be really the core to the business that you start. It's going to combine both of the things that both y'all are great at, right? Maybe not great at doing it with each other. Maybe she's great at doing stuff independently. I'm great at doing stuff independently. But when we come together, this end product is amazing, right?
Amazing.
So unique family proposition, make sure you identify that. And then the last one that you want to do, very important in your marketing and your promotion and growing your business is
Determine your audience. Who are you talking to? Who is your product for? Who is your business for? That's important for any business, but especially important for your family business, because you want to make sure that what you're doing is reaching, right, reaching the population that you're trying to serve.
mhm, beautiful. There it is, y'all. So if you didn't catch the notes, feel free to rewind. Share this podcast with another couple that you know it has already started a business, or you know is that they're thinking about it, right?
Hmm.
They're thinking about entrepreneurship. They don't know if it's right for them or not. They don't know what business to start. Go ahead and show them some love, send them this podcast, and they will thank you later. Queen,
King,
let's get into Queen.
king,
Let's Queen
king.
podcast. See, you got me. I'm not even thinking right now. You did this to me the other day too. It's like, oh goodness. But you done?
Hmm.
Can we continue this podcast now?
Hmm.
Okay, thank you. Updates for the week, Queen.
Yes.
Can you stop looking at me like that? Give them the updates. Ugh, I can't deal with this. Go ahead.
I promise you, I'm not looking at him any special way.
Mhm.
My updates for the week. Um, well, we had a really good meeting with Coach Dari,
We
and
did.
talked
Shout out
about.
to what's her Instagram handle? It's like at Team Dari. Yeah, but shout out to her. She's putting in some work. Appreciate you.
Yes. So that meeting was to talk about the course, the weight loss course that I am working on. Excuse me. And really, it was an idea and an outline at this point. It was a general outline, but that meeting was very good strategic meeting about actually mapping out like what are the objectives of your course? What are
Yeah.
the under
Enduring
enduring
understandings.
understandings? Thank you.
Don't
Um,
give all her juice now. We don't, but hire her. But
yes,
just know we,
yes,
we paid for this information and we want to make sure that she continues to get her value. So I don't want to give all her nuggets
understood.
in the podcast.
It was good, y'all. But yeah, it just helped me really organize my thoughts on paper, so that I know like not only I know this is what this course is for. This is what the people who are going to take this course are going to walk away with,
Yeah.
and kind of like the value proposition for the course being a course that someone would pay for. So that was really cool. That was helped me feel more confident about creating it. So I'm excited to get that going. Um, I think that's like my main update.
What do you offer and where can people get it?
Oh, I offer one-on-one health coaching. And right now, temporarily, we have free health coaching, 30-minute health coaching sessions available. So if you go to truehealth, the number 4 ever.com, you can book a free health coaching session. And it's really the perfect time to be doing this because you want to have your goals outlined at the start of the year. If you wait until the start of the year to get your goals going, you're already behind. So this is the perfect time to reassess, figure out what your goals for 2022 are going to be and for health. And I can help you do that, help you figure out what habits are going to be, good places for you to start, to make sure that you reach those goals. So there are no strings attached. You can really, all I need you to do is answer a couple questions at the beginning that just help me, learn more about what folks are interested in. And then you get a free health coaching session. And I will send you a list of recommendations at the end that you can take with you, and that can be your start, your what you start to do on January 1st. Although I don't recommend waiting until then. You start doing it the day you receive the email. But yes, that is available now. It will not be available for long. I promise you, in January, it ain't gonna be like this. So definitely go and get yours now. Um, Yes, and then we also have one-on-one health coaching sessions available on a monthly and bi-weekly basis. That's a perfect next step after you've got your free session.
Tis. Well done. So I want to give you your flowers. I'm proud of your energy, proud of your consistency. It was a good experience watching your grind last week, and more specifically, I forgot what was it, Friday or there was some day where you were just like extra energized. What do you remember what day it was?
Thursday.
That was Thursday, and you're just like, I don't know if it was the morning call, I don't know if it was the meeting with Coach Dar, I don't know what it was, but I feel good right now. I'm gonna get it. What do you think about this idea? What do you think about this idea? And yeah, it was just good frequencies, good vibes. So well
That's fair.
done.
Still riding on it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm gonna let that one go. Um, Weekly updates from me. One, I'm just stepping into this power of manifestation that I have, and
This man is
there's
a
a
magician.
some beautiful power manifestation. Working on a proposal right now. Just finished it and assigned Sinclair the task of reviewing it today.
Every day, y'all. Every day is something.
Hey, but just that your effort in this
Yes.
is going to bear fruit,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So
Juicy.
yes. So we've already manifested that next year in 2022, we want to shift Play Black Wall Street not completely away from a business to customer because we're still going to sell board games to individuals on our website, but we're going to focus a lot of our energy towards schools, school districts, and working with kind of just larger bodies of students to really have that impact, right? So if you work as a teacher, feel free to email us. You can email us at playbackwallstreet at gmail.com. You can go to our website as well and fill out the contact form. So playblackwallstreet.com, contact us and go ahead and reach out. But we're really working with schools now.
Yep.
And I shot my first shot just like hey, what do you think about this? And then had a follow-up meeting with that person. It was a really good follow-up meeting. And coincidentally, the courses that we've been building on IMI, which we have a few, students in there. Like shout out to our 37 students that are in IMI that are taking courses. Much love. A lot of stuff gets posted on YouTube for free, but I've been kind of double thinking like, dang, I put in a lot of effort making all these courses. We pay a good amount of money to have that platform. It hasn't bared fruit. But literally, this one customer can make all of that worth it and really help us double down on that business model of looking into school districts to purchase courses, board games, speaking engagements, all of that stuff. So yeah, keep us in your thoughts. It is going beautifully. But again, if you are a teacher or you work in the educational system and you want to give your students access to more ethnic studies courses, to more Black history courses and financial literacy courses, definitely make sure you reach out to us. Okay. I think that's really my main thing. And of course, excited to go to Ghana in
Woo-hoo.
2.5 weeks. That's gonna be fire. I'm also weirdly excited for our end of the year meeting with the full team to go over the the performance for the year and the new OKRs for next year, just because I'm in a zone right now, so it's exciting to share the vision in the zone with the full team, and we got
Mhm.
a dope team, so it's
Mhm.
exciting to give them this vision, give them this the task and outlines because I know they have the ability to make it this dream come true. And
Right.
I feel like that's the beautiful thing about being in a relationship and having a team is you don't have to do it by yourself.
Yep.
Right. I'm talking to somebody out there. I'm talking to someone out there who has dreams, who has visions, but right now they've been putting it all on their shoulders. You do not have to do that. All right. Delegation is a beautiful thing.
It is.
Teamwork is a beautiful thing. Queen, you got anything else for these beautiful people today?
Stay beautiful.
There it is. Well, as usual, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to the True Health Forever podcast, where we try to live our best life through the lens of missed handshakes. I'm your host, Th4 Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game.
I'm Sinclair, aka
The
the health nerd.
We hope y'all stay healthy. We hope y'all stay mentally wealthy. Of course, we hope y'all stay
Stay
true.
true. Thank you for tuning in to the True Health Forever podcast. We hope you learned something valuable that you can take and implement into your life. Now, we've all heard that sharing is caring, and this podcast is no exception. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend, a family member, a coworker, a stranger walking down the street, anybody who you think can level up from this message. As always, we appreciate your support, and we'll talk to you next week. Be well.